Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 53. 17 days to go. 17 days to go. Wow. 17 days to go. Let's get into more of your questions because, I am behind on these. So let's do that. This person writes, maybe I'm just dumb, but I find it really difficult to perfectly reach all targets. The calorie targets are easy. I nearly always reach my protein targets, but then struggle to get the correct carbs and fat targets. Most of my meals are somewhat planned. Breakfast is usually planned for the week, and lunch is always a smoothie loaded with protein, fruits, and seeds. Just slight tweaks daily. But still, my fat, carb, and sugar macros fluctuate quite a bit day to day. All right, so it's just about getting protein, you're getting all your protein. So it's just about getting, first of all, you don't have to match your macros 100%. You just have to be within 5%, which is still pretty close. I mean, if you're eating, let's say, 150 grams of carbs, you got to be within plus or minus 7, well, let's call it 8 grams. So, but really the key is just focusing on those those carb-centric foods or fat-centric foods, as I like to call them, or strong foods. So what are some examples here? Well, we're essentially looking for, if we're talking about carbohydrate-strong foods, we're talking about, especially in this case, really foods that are pretty much 100% carbohydrate by calorie makeup. So your fruits and your vegetables, generally speaking, are that, as well as your tubers, your yams, your potatoes, white rice. Oatmeal, not so much, because it's got a little bit of protein and fat in there. So really it's just about sticking with these truly strong carbohydrate foods. Sourdough bread would be another one. When it comes to fat, same thing. We just go to our oils, essentially. Nut butters, yeah, there's going to be a bit of protein and a bit of fat, a bit of carbohydrate there. So maybe not the best choice, but sticking with your oils will be your best route for this. What other fats can I think of? Coconut oil, well, I guess that falls under oils. Avocado, yeah, I mean, you're getting fiber essentially. You're getting fat and fiber, and the fiber is really okay. It's not really like a sugar or starch, right? So, did I talk about fiber yet? I think I did. Okay, so think about that. Think about getting some of those, and this is what, this is part of the point of the challenge here is to teach you, or to get you in the habit of thinking, or knowing, at least having a good knowledge of what foods contain what. So what are really strong carbohydrate foods? What are really strong fat foods? And what are really strong protein foods, right? This is going to help you a lot in the future. Next question here. This person asks, what exactly are sugar alcohols? They are listed in sugar-free stuff, but it's very difficult to understand what they actually mean. So sugar alcohols these are alcohol sugars essentially. These are sort of a compound they are a set of compounds unto themselves. I can't even say it's been a long day. Set of compounds unto themselves. This is not to be confused with ethanol, okay, which is found in alcoholic beverages. So you're not gonna get drunk having sugar alcohols. Sugar alcohols can be found naturally, but quite often they're synthetically derived and they're put into foods. And they're somewhere, around 25 to 100% of the, they contain somewhere between 25 and 100% sweetness, just depending on the alcohol sugar, whether it's maltitol or erythritol or whatever. Actually, let me just pull up my notes here on these. So the thing that we want to be careful with when we're having these are very low digestible, essentially carbohydrates. So even though they're compounds unto their own, they kind of act like soluble fiber in a sense. And they can They can really act as a food, so like a prebiotic for the bacteria in your large intestine. This is a good thing. I don't know that they're going to all act the same. I imagine they won't, and I don't certainly know. I have to look it up. But I know that certainly some of them do, if not all of them do to some degree. But the one thing we want to be careful here is the amount of sugar alcohol that we have, because this can cause some upset, can give you an upset stomach. Okay, it can give you diarrhea. All right, so you don't want to have too much of it. Anything else I want to say on this here? Yeah, they don't get digested like sugar, essentially. So they don't raise your blood sugar levels. They're essentially indigestible. All right, so, and they have a very similar chemical structure to sugar, and so they taste very similar to it. Okay, the main difference is we've got that hydroxyl group on the end, which is, for any of you chemistry buffs out there, maybe you'll know what that is. It's whatever, who cares? It's just chemistry talk, but that's really what differentiates, the an alcohol versus, say, a sugar. A sugar is just going to be essentially a chain of carbons, and that's essentially it. And an alcohol is going to be a chain of carbons with a hydroxyl group or multiple hydroxyl groups. Actually, I think there's multiple in most sugar alcohols. And did I mention about 2 calories per gram? So they're not calorie free. All right. And they will raise your blood sugar level. They can a little bit, but not much. So there's obviously going to be some minor digestion there. All right. And beyond that, I don't know. I really have to look into it. So hopefully that's helpful to you. But they're not super sweet, by the way. It's not like some of the other sweeteners that are out there, which can be like, 50 times as sweet as sugar. All right, let's get to the message of the day. And my message of the day is, yes, I'm well behind on this. So let me list 5 things that I am thankful for, and you can think about 5 things that you are thankful for. And this is a good reminder every day, especially if you feel down in the dumps. We have to really remind ourselves that we are among the luckiest people on this earth, and we should be very, very thankful for the things that we have. So I am very thankful for all the opportunity that I have. Essentially, I have everything at my disposal here. I'm thankful for the roof over my head. I'm thankful for the fact that we can turn on a tap and get running water just like that. Can you imagine? There are people on this earth, a lot of them, that can't do that, that don't have that. I'm thankful for having electricity. I am thankful for being alive, for feeling good, for having access to good nutrition, for being able to make a living. The list just can go on and on and on. I'm thankful for the family that I have. I'm thankful to you guys. So, this is really, really important. We've got to be thankful, especially if we're feeling grumpy, okay? Or feeling sorry for ourselves or whatever, okay? So, I would like you guys to send me 5 things that you're thankful for. You can do this through Slack, okay? Let's see how many people do this. Let's see how many people watch this video and actually do that. Actually send me the 5 things that you're thankful for, okay? So do that. Send me 5 things that you are thankful for. All right? Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for love God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. 17 days to go.